Hey, very good morning, guys. Welcome to today's live decoding session for BankNifty. Today is the Friday, 13th of October. Yeah, 13th of October. You know those English movies, Friday the 13th. Anyways, so yeah, 13th of October, Friday, 2023. The current time is 9 a.m. IST. And let me just quickly share my screen and we'll first understand, what's happening in the auction. What's the overall context. Okay. First things first is I am seeing a balanced auction developed yesterday. So this is the yesterday's balanced auction, and the close overall inventory is long, but definitely sellers. So basically, there is a previous balance where there is supply, or there are sellers coming in, and this was a retest of supply around 44,800, and I was not able to see strength from the buyer's side. Yesterday again the supply came in, and when the price was moving lower, I am seeing that the trap. So there are also a lot of trapped sellers in this particular auction. This is, I believe, the expiry day. This is Wednesday. This is Thursday's profile. This is Wednesday's profile. And on Wednesday, a lot of supply is trapped below 44,500. 44,600 and 44,700. Yeah, so that's where what they do is smart players, or people who play with big money, right? What they do is they start developing their positions as the price is moving higher. They again try to start developing their positions, and their aim is to, if they are shorting, their aim is to reduce their selling average price. Yeah. So let's say they sold somewhere here, their price is 44,650. They sold somewhere here, their price is 44,800. Now the average price will be around above 44,700 or something. But I hope you got the point, right? So that's how bigger players, they try to hedge, they try to establish their positions and enter into the market. But overall, what I'm seeing is a very tight squeeze, balanced profile. Plus, I know shorts are trapped here, so I'm expecting responsive buying here. There is supply here, and the yesterday around, so look above and fail around the previous day's high, and unable to go towards the 2-day balance POC. So that all market generated information was suggesting me that the selling is definitely in the system yesterday. Okay. More or less, I'm just looking at the components of HDFC, of BankNifty, like with HDFC, Axis, ICICI and Kotak. So where the absorption was seen from big players. Yeah, so these are the time frames, or these are the days where smart money, they absorb, or basically they created their buy positions, and now as they are already in profit, they are the ones who are distributing in the current auction. Okay, so in this particular week, I'm not seeing any fresh buying happening from the bigger players. So that's why so no fresh buying is coming in, plus there are a lot of shorts trapped, and that's the reason why we are having a lot of rotational movement. Okay, so overall, again, just to reiterate, what am I seeing is there is supply present at 44,700 or 786 to be precise. Why is supply shutting off at 700 or 682? The reason is there are trapped shorts. So basically, who is trapped here? When the price is coming to their buying price, or to their focus area, that's where they are just getting out of the trade. So overall, we have a poor low. We have got a small price probe of or test of supply at 44,800. And currently I'm also seeing trapped sellers here. So we are in a rotational movement as the auction will open in next. So we'll get the pre-open data in next 2 to 3 minutes. But overall, what I'm seeing is as the price is moving higher, I'm seeing supply is coming in. So I'm expecting auction to open within the balance. That's one thesis. So first thesis, or my conviction or my trade plan is, if it opens within the balance, I'll be looking for continuation lower, because no fresh buying is coming in. The sellers, they will be the one who will be winning the bet. The buyers will be trapped, and I'm looking for a correction towards the 44,500 level. Let's see whether we get that. And the reason is, there are a lot of stops getting built. Yeah. So those who went long, in past 3 days, they have got their stop losses here. So is the auction in the mood to hunt for liquidity? Generally, the behavior of auction, how the auction behaves is, it looks for liquidity where it sees liquidity and it tries to, that's where, the price gets attracted towards. Okay. So one thesis, or, one trade plan which I have is, if we open within the auction, or, within the balance, I'm looking for continuation lower, and, clear these liquidity, which is present all this levels, and see if we enter within the single print zone, because there are these two single print zones, which is where a lot of supply is trapped. Okay. So that's one assumption. Second assumption is, if we open gap up, obviously there are trapped buyers here. So I will not be chasing the longs, I'll be looking to sell. So I'll be looking at the order flow, because there is supply overhead, plus there is a lot of supply seen at 45,000 level. Yeah. So 45,000, 45,900, 800, that's where a lot of positions or the inventory is already created. Yeah. And fresh inventory will be getting created. Okay. So odds are higher that we might be opening, within the balance, or do we open within the previous days, or 2 days balance, so because that, if it opens below the previous day's low, again I'm looking for a rotational movement, and then maybe around after 1 hour or around 12, I'm looking when the UK market opens or the Europe market opens, that's where some breakout and those sort of trade will be happening. Okay. Now if I look at the print, what I'm seeing is currently, this is on the spot, this is on the future. So we have got trapped buyers on the high, we have got some supply at the close, so some supply came in at the close. In the spot, I'm seeing a lot of buyers trapped up to 44,650 level, and at 44,600 is where again I'm seeing some supply getting trapped. Okay, so 44,600 was the close, or the post or whatever, the adjusted close. So if it opens above 650, so then the things change. So see, now the pre-open is out and it is opening a gap down. Yeah. So this is where, where we are opening is, we are opening within the second day's balance. Okay. So I'm expecting a chop. So as we are opening below the around 300 level, so 300 is where, I'm looking for some absorption of supply, and we at least chop in this 50-point range. Currently there are some trapped sellers below the 300 level. If this level holds, then I'm looking for continuation higher towards 400, and I'll be looking for supply at 400. So I'll be looking for supply from 380 to 420. The reason is, there are a lot of sellers. Basically, previously this is where a lot of supply was seen, and as the auction is going to move higher, I'll be looking to see the reaction at the previous day's low. That's where, I'm looking for look above and fail, because those who went long here, those who went long in this auction, all their stop losses are gonna get hit. So as the auction is going to move higher, they are the ones, who are going to be adding the supply, and that's what is going to add more fuel to the fire, and that is what is going to take the auction lower. Okay. Now that's the first trade plan, so for me 44,300 is the line in sand. I'll be observing the reaction here. So do we look below and fail, or do we look above and see retest of supply, because there will be supply coming in at 400, 450, 500, yeah, and above 500 is where majority of more sellers is definitely seen. Okay. So the pre-open data which has came out, I did not look at the numbers, but we are opening about 277 points lower. Okay. So the pre-open inventory is short. That data point is, so basically those who went long in this 2 days, it is going to open below this. So 737 minus 200, so we are going to open around the 500 level. This is where we are going to open. So the buyers, who went long, they will be the ones who will be feeling trapped. And I'm looking to see the reaction now at the single print zone, because this is where I'm expecting some sort of responsive buying. Okay, so based on the pre-open data, that's the overall trade plan which I have. I'll be observing the order flow, but currently, this is what I'm looking to see the behavior in the current auction. Also in HDFC Bank, that is a major component in BankNifty. There is supply seen at 1551 and there are trapped buyers at 1553. Now we are going to open below 1543. That's where again there are trapped buyers. Okay, so when the price moves higher, so first of all, this is where we will be seeing some supply around 1541.5. Second is 1543, and this is a resistance zone. Okay, so as the auction is going to move higher, I'm looking to see some absorption here and look above and fill, those sort of auction behavior is what I'm looking at. If the auction goes above 1543, then I'm looking for continuation towards 1545, because that's where again I'm looking for sellers to again come in. Okay, so don't take any longs in HDFC, because that's what currently I'm seeing. And futures, so yeah, so I'm looking for continuation lower and see some responsive buying from 1534 to 1532. This is where I'm looking for auction to come lower, see some absorption, and then have some rotational movement. There is some trap seller here, and this is the zone on futures where I'm looking for more responsive buying coming in. Okay, so that's what I'm looking in HDFC Bank. Okay, so let me know if you have got any questions. You can use the chat function, but the auction is going to open below 44,500. This is where plus 473 is a level, and there are trapped sellers here. So this is where I'm looking for some chop and responsive buying. So I'll be looking at the tempo. Now again, today being Friday, premiums are going to be high. Yesterday's premiums were also high, but today premium erosion will also be high. So just be very careful in executing your trades, because I have been testing it and I have been chopped majority on Fridays. So what is happening is the auction is moving lower, but the premiums, if I buy, the premiums are only moving by 2 to 5 points, instead of moving by 10 to 15 points. So that's why I'm just saying, just be extra careful today. Don't be in a hurry to take any trades. Wait for the setup to be created. And where is 44,500? Where is 44,500? Okay, so below there I'm seeing some support which can come in from the weekly and the monthly VWAP. Also there are trapped sellers here, so I'm looking for some responsive buying here. So for me, 44,473 is the line in sand. So I'm looking for some responsive buying here, and also at this level. If all this fails, then 44,400 is where again a lot of absorption can be seen. Okay, let me just jump to the OI data where the inventory is getting created. So 44,500 is the zone where a lot of put positions were created, right? So we are obviously opening below that. We are opening at 44,322. Okay. So 44,322, so 44,300 is the zone, which I'll be looking for to observe the inventory. Currently, a lot of put inventory is created, so they will be trapped, and I'm looking for them to exit the system. So put selling is going to happen. Put selling meaning, so basically, put selling will be the buying. So basically, already the positions were created. So the put sellers will be exiting. So a lot of buying will be happening, and that is going to add more fuel to the fire. Okay, but overall, yep, so this is the low volume area node where I'm expecting the auction to generate. Okay, so yep, this is the range which I'm expecting from 200 to 600 to 200. This is the range, but let's see how the order flow develops and how the data comes in. Okay, so the time is 9:14, 35 seconds. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask questions. I want you to ask me questions. Let me also double the balance zones. Because if you will not ask me questions, you will not learn. You will not be able to understand what is it that I'm trying to share. Okay, so the auction has opened below and we are developing below 44,300. Lot of supply is coming in now. That's a good sign. So those who were under the water, and if you see, right, this is where I shared that there will be some supply coming in. Now 44,300 is the line in sand. It looked above 350 and failed. It looked below 250 and failed. Yeah, so expect some choppiness, but 300 is the line in sand. And let me also look at the futures data. So futures, I'm not seeing any major behavior or any major pocket, from the delta, but it is opening, it is developing below the 44,532 or 550 level, and some absorption seen at 44,400. Okay, so currently the ball is in the court of sellers. Let me just hit refresh to this chart, and how nicely it has cleared the single print. So first single print is cleared, and some responsive buying seen at the second single print. Okay, so plus we are developing below the 44,600 rejection from this previous value. So I'm now looking for some chop now. Yeah, so expect some chop. Let me just see the data, the order flow which is developing in the current auction. Okay, and there were previously areas or levels which I was observing. So currently there are buyers coming in at 387, 385. There is supply at 420. Currently this level is holding, and we have got unfinished auctions with trapped sellers. Okay, so 300 is the line in sand on the spot, 44,400 in the futures. We are, I am seeing some price stability. Now as the auction is moving higher, do not chase, because supply is definitely going to come in. Don't be in a hurry to trade. Currently the ball is in the court of the sellers or the supply. And is the data, yeah, so yeah, the balance zones are still working fine. The supply stopped at 321, and we are just balancing, right? So just be careful. But overall 577 is where the auction saw supply spotted. 369 is where the supply shut off. Okay, so we are going to be chopping in this range. Don't be in a hurry to take any trades. More sellers are getting trapped. Now this will be a support zone, a dynamic support zone. I'm now observing, so I'm seeing a trade plan wherein you can take a long, keep your SL below this, but you should be fast to execute. That's so I'm not so fast, so I'm not taking any trades. Plus today being Friday, premium erosion will be happening. Yeah, so 420 is the line in sand. I'm looking for this particular level to hold. Let's see whether it holds or not. In the meantime, let me also bring in the data. So market, and let me see if the correct strikes are coming in. Yes, short covering is definitely seen. So now what I'm looking at is the call premiums and the put premiums. Yeah, so 411 to 416, that's a good sign. Again, it's back to 407. See how fast the premiums are melting. Yep, 423. Again, more buyers are coming in. 424. Now as the price is moving, are you seeing the premiums are not moving? They are eroding. Yeah, so from 420 something, it's 413. So this is what I wanted to share on Friday. You have to be very, very fast. See, it's now 401. Okay, so this data is telling me a lot of supply is coming in with prices going higher. That's how you have to decode the data. See, now from 425 to 395, major correction has happened. 489, 486. So this is giving me a sign that a lot of supply is coming into the system. Now supply is getting trapped here. So this was the support zone which I was looking for. There is some appreciation seen. But now so again, I did spot a trade, but I did not execute. The reason is there is supply overhead. This is where supply will be shutting off. Again, more supply will be coming in. Yeah. Plus I'm doing a live session, executing and all, it becomes a bit, so I'm just taking a test trade now. I entered at 354. And I'm exiting at, the reason why I exited is, again, just, you see this, right? I was looking for such behavior. Yeah. So even though this was a test trade, I actually did not saw this. Basically this is going to be a choppy zone. Yeah. But I was in a trade for like 20 seconds. But you saw this, right? So that's why I said that, you have to be fast. So we are going to be chopping today. Just be extra cautious, just be extra careful. I might have made some $6. Okay. So this was a test trade. Currently what is happening is there is supply here, there is supply here, the supply is shutting off here. So we are going to be in this bigger range where the auction is just going to get chopped. Okay. Again, I shared from the higher levels, right? So this is the two levels where I'm expecting a balance, I'm expecting a chop. What's happening in the print? So more data points are coming in. Let me look at HDFC Bank. What's happening in HDFC? Yeah. So HDFC, I'm seeing this is where supply came in. This is where supply shut off. Yeah. So 320 is where I'm seeing sellers. 440 is where there are trapped buyers. So, I'm looking for a rotational, this is the rotation which is going to happen. The reason is there are trapped sellers, there is a trapped buyer, trapped sellers, trapped buyers. So a lot of supply is seen and the delta is, a massive delta unwinding is happening. Okay, and we are within this range, this was the previous single print zone. So do not be in a hurry to take any trades. You will be getting chopped. And I proved it with this execution. Yeah, this was just a test trade. Now, as it is moving higher, I'm looking again for overhead supply. And how you can see, so that's how, I observe for continuation. I look at if it is moving higher, I look at the call premiums. As the price is moving higher, is the price dropping or is the price appreciating? Yeah. Currently the price is getting appreciated. Now I'm looking for supply at this level. So if you see 400 is where, sellers are coming in. So that's how, I decode the data. So whenever it reaches 400, there is some supply coming in. And again, the reason is I know this is where sellers are going to come in based on the order flow. Okay, so now let's look at 400. See, now it's again 399. More sellers are coming in. Yeah, so more call positions are getting created. Now I'll also look at the OI. Yeah, so this is how I interpret the OI. This is 44,300 currently. A lot of put positions are getting created. So 300, 400 and 500 is where a lot of call positions are, showing open interest. So this is OI, this is change in OI. So currently auction can go till 44,500, but currently I'm seeing where the positions are getting created dynamically on a 1 minute time frame is at 44,300. More calls are getting created than puts. So we are going to have some balancing here and then we might move towards 44,400. That's where again more call positions will be created and then 44,500. Yeah. And then we are just going to chop. So that's how smartly, the options inventory helps you to understand and decode. And I shared, this is the low volume area node where I'm expecting the auction to develop, and that's where, we are developing. So, yep. just close this. Just so monthly VWAP is where we saw some sort of acceptance. Also remove this here. So something has changed in the auction. We are developing above the area where there was previously sellers. So now the sellers are trapped. I'm now looking for further continuation higher. Let's see whether we get that. And 350 is where I'm again looking for supply to come in, and 450 in futures. Yeah, I know there is a supply, there is a seller here. Okay, so they will be coming here, they will be shorting here, they will be buying here. So this is, you know, how the algos play. Okay, if you have got any questions, yeah, again, feel free to please use the chat window. I'll be happy to take your questions. I don't want you to just listen, you know, I want you to participate. I want you to get engaged. So we are just chopping around VWAP. More buyers are getting trapped. The bubble is telling me. And the supply has been shutting off at monthly VWAP, weekly VWAP. So we are going to chop within this range. Okay, let me delete all these levels. Okay, so futures, there are buyers below 450, sorry, 450. Sellers trap below 450. So this level will be getting hold. And that, if you see, you can combine with this. A lot of supply is trapped. So I'm waiting for auction to move above 460 because that's where again sellers are coming in. Supply is spotted. So we are we are going to be sideways, you know, for some time today. Supply is coming in here, supply is trapped here, so we are going to chop in this range. So this 50-point range is, you know, 300 to 350 is what I'm looking for to just get chopped. So we are now again going to retest of the demand. So this is going to act as the support zone. This is where I'm looking for support. This is where I'm looking for auction to develop like this, price to, and then again move higher. Let's see whether it move higher or it just develops sideways and then it drops. Let's see. Okay, so overall I've just taken one trade today. I made some $6 and you know, that's, yeah, I'm not in any hurry to take a trade. I want the right business conditions to be developed, and then only, you know, I'll be executing. More supply seen in HDFC Bank, more buyers trapped in HDFC Bank. So that should give you some hint. Yeah, expect any move to the upside, inviting more sellers, because HDFC Bank, there are a lot of buyers trapped and already supply is seen. So as it is moving higher, you know, let's just look at the put prices, you know, that will provide you some clarity. So 330, 331, 332, are you seeing the appreciation? 329, 328. So this is where, you know, the people add positions. Now if you see 328, 329 with respect to this, here there is a 4-point drop, here there is a 2-point gain. So I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to showcase to you. Yeah, 331. Okay, so there is a price stability here. Here, as it is goes above 400, supply is coming in. Okay. Yeah, it will take some time and you have to develop a good eye. But currently I am looking for a chop. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see if there are any questions. Nope, there aren't any questions today. Yeah, so we are just chopping around VWAP, and there was some accumulation seen. Big players, they have developed, so basically they absorb the supply. So there is some absorption from big players. Okay, so we are just going to chop between monthly and weekly VWAP, plus we are seeing like seller is seen at the current open. Okay, so the time is 9:30. Overall inventory is short. In the current auction, the sellers are trapped. Delta unwinding has happened. So currently the ball is in the court of the sellers. And previously there were two single prints. First single print is cleared. Second single print is still left. So this is where some response. This is where the auction stopped. Selling got absorbed, and now we are just back to the previous single print zone. And this is where I'm looking for a chop. This is a HVN, that's where, so 44,500 is again, so if the auction reaches 44,500 again, that's where I'm looking for sellers to be coming in. And in the current auction, there is supply seen at 350, and on the futures, buyers are trapped above 450. Currently the supply is trapped around 400 to 420. Okay, so dull boring sideways movement is what I'm looking for currently. I think there were some events. So there was some inflation rate. Yeah, so inflation rate has increased by 1%. Yeah, so actual is 5%. So even though manufacturing and industrial production has increased, but mean is the month on month and year on year. Yeah, so here it is reduced month on month, but overall, if you see, the inflation is high. So that's economic data which has just come out. And yesterday also there were some. I think today also there is something coming out in US. Yeah, there is some Fed speech. Okay, so it's better to avoid, enjoy the Friday. And if you see now, the auction is dropping, and I'll just open that. What was the strike price which we were looking at? It is now at 350. Yeah, so 330 to 350. So here it's a 20-point gain, and here I forgot what was the strike price, but yeah. Okay, so more supply is definitely going to come in. We are below the 300 level, and yep, more sellers in the system. Now I'm looking for a drop. Do we get a drop? Because this is a resistance zone. So as the auction is going to move higher, I'm looking for supply to be getting developed. This data combining with this data, combining with this data. So are you seeing a synergy? Are you able to spot the supply? Yes. What you have to do now? Just have to manage your risk. You buy a put here, keep your SL here. That's the trade plan. Keep your target here. Target 1, target 2. Okay. If your SL gets hit, you learn something. But that's how you have to wait for the trade to develop, setup to develop, and execute as per your thought process. Now this particular trade is failing as the prices is moving higher. So this is my SL. Let's see if it hits. If it hits. Yeah. So that loss is going to tell you that, okay, the conviction was to sell, supply should come in, but it's not coming in. There is some absorption of supply seen. Okay, so 300 is again where, let's see the supply do they come in. because this is telling me now these sellers are trapped. Okay, so if you want to manage your positions, or if you are in loss, you can put an exit, or else, you can, this is the SL, right? Now it's again looking below. Yeah, so supply is getting absorbed. Now we have 6576. So a packet of sellers. This is called a delta packet. This is a delta packet. This is a delta packet. So I'm seeing similar delta packets getting created. Let me look at HDFC Bank. Nope, HDFC Bank, I'm seeing buyers are trapped overhead, sellers at 1545. Futures, there is a lot of sellers. Currently, we are in a zone where, there is a buyer and there is a seller. So they are fighting currently. So I want this 1545 level to break. Okay, I'll be just on mute. I'll just be back. Okay, so I'm back, and see what's happening is supply is getting absorbed here. So we are just chopping, but yeah, there is a seller at 300. Buyers are establishing their positions here. HDFC Bank, it's not breaking that 1545. So that's a market generated information telling you something, right? Absorption of sellers. Now the buyers have moved higher. Now they will be trapped. Now I'm looking for continuation lower. On the spot again, a lot of buyers are absorbing the supply. So 1543.6 is the line in sand. It is going to chop. But 1.1, so 1.2, 2.3, 2.6, 2.6 and 6, 3.2. So about 3.2K selling order, that's the pressure, which has just developed right in the current auction. This is gonna hold for some time, and now I'm looking for a fall. Does HDFC Bank support that fall? Yep, it is. So it broke the 43 level. It is dropping. I'm waiting for this 45 level to break. So I hope you are able to decode. Basically, it's not about trading. It's about understanding what the market is telling you. What is the market generated information? See, now I was looking for continuation, but nope. A lot of absorption is happening now. Yeah. So this is a retest. So basically what is happening is inventory is getting adjusted. So this is a retest or, adjustment of inventory. Overall, we are still within the chop range. We did develop below monthly VWAP. and it has broken the 43 level but not the 45 level. So I'm waiting for the 45 level to break. So you just have to decode, basically you have to understand, executing the trade is the most easiest part, but why? Are you seeing more supply? If you're seeing more supply, are they initiating the positions or are they getting absorbed? If they're initiating the position, that's where you can enter. If they're getting absorbed, that's where you should avoid. So this is the last line which is holding. And previously this is where I was looking for responsive buying, and that's where the auction just looked below and failed. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to take it up. So it has developed below 1545. Now I'm looking for continuation lower. Do we see that auction behaving in that manner? Let's see. This is not to predict, this is to understand why the positions, why the supply is coming in here, who is coming in here, who is getting trapped, who is initiating positions. And that's where these tools help you. Once you understand the context, then your execution becomes easy. Or else, so I am not looking at the OI data, but if I look at the OI data, I'll be seeing more call positions. See, I'm seeing more call positions getting created. So what my conviction is, it is getting supported by the OI data. So that's how I analyze and I decode. And so this is the bottom chart is change in OI. The top chart is open interest. Yeah. So for me, change in OI is more, I give more preference or more priority to change in OI, because that's where the positions were getting executed. Why were more call positions created at 44,300? Yeah, that's the question which you have to ask. So you have to be, I would say, not fast, but you have to keep things simple, and learn how to be smart and learn how to read the data, and then execute. Once you develop this process, once you practice this process, that's where you will be able to break the barriers and then focus on execution. Yeah. Okay. So HDFC is dropping. BankNifty, does it drop? So I'm waiting for 380, this level to break. Because what will happen is, if this breaks, this is where again some absorption will be seen. It will move higher, retest, and then we will see a drop. Yeah, because there are unfinished auctions here. So auction always repairs this. This is an anomaly. Yeah, so this will be getting repaired on the intraday perspective. Okay, so there are no questions. I was looking forward for a couple of questions, but that's perfectly fine. So there is a seller at 407, supply getting absorbed at 390. So I'm looking for this balance to be broken. But yeah, at VWAP is where again supply is coming in. Okay. So yeah, with that, I'm ending this session. If you have any questions, feel free to use the chat function, or feel free to comment, and do like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you learned something new from this video. And if you want to connect with me, you can use, there's a link provided in the description. And if you want to use the indicators, they are available for a trial. So yeah, you do check the description below, and I'll be happy to talk to you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you once again. Take care, and bye for now.